Ahoy! Welcome into the Junk Drawer Podcast, part of the Korked Podcast Network. I got some bad news and some worse news. The bad news is Facebook and Instagram are down. The worst news is this podcast is not. Today is October 4th, 2021. What is up, junkies? I'm Austin. That's AD. What's up, AD?
If you have any friends or people, I guess you could call them acquaintances, that might be peddling like fireworks or, some sort of pyramid scheme, this is a great opportunity to sit down and enjoy this podcast because you don't need to deal with that on Facebook right now.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's that so much free time has been let up from Facebook being down. Like I can't imagine the people that live and die on Facebook, what they're going through right now. They're probably hyperventilating, which in that case, take a deep breath, make sure, maybe drink some water, just hydrate definitely. Yeah. Look, you're going to be okay. Well, probably not. The world's probably going to end soon. This is probably just the first sign of it. But other than that, other than the world ending, everything should be fine.
It's such a shame too, that Facebook bought Instagram all those years ago, because I found myself throughout the day picking up my phone to check out Instagram because I rarely go on Facebook anymore. And I found myself with nothing to do all day. It was sort of a helpless feeling. Yeah. It's just like, right? How do I entertain myself? How do I, where am I going to see targeted ads for something that I was thinking in my head? There's no other place for that right now.
Well, I'll be honest, to be like, no joke. Speaking of the targeted ads on Instagram, the last probably like, I don't know, 10, 20 things that I've bought online have all been from Facebook, like Instagram targeted ads.
Maybe they're just fine tuning that algorithm a little bit.
Maybe.
And make it a little better.
Like, I'm okay with it then. Because look, Instagram targeted ads know me better than I know myself.
Than your own self. Exactly.
I buy so many damn things from Instagram targeted ads. So look, if they're just tweaking that, all right, I'm cool with it. Also, I should give a shout out for the first time ever, this podcast. Obviously, we're not streaming live to our Facebook page, which I would go like our Facebook page, but
you can't.
I mean, I can't. I mean, like, I can say it, but you can't go and like it. We are live for the first time on our LinkedIn page.
We're getting professional on you guys real quick.
Korked Bats is live on LinkedIn right now. I never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. This is the day. So shout out to all of our business associates that is their social media channel of choice. The ones that are maybe looking for a new job, refreshing their cover letter and looking, updating their LinkedIn page for whatever new job they're looking for.
Honestly, they're probably just looking for entertainment at this point. There's no Facebook, there's no Instagram. Might as well look for some jobs,
No, that's true. That's true. Because if you do work in like the workplace, Facebook is probably a good source of your, your procrastination.
Exactly. And then that was me today. I couldn't procrastinate.
Oh, guys,
ways to fill my time.
We are legally required to tell you to subscribe, rate, and review. If you want to comment along on the show, you can comment along. Feel free. If you're watching on Periscope, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on LinkedIn, again, I imagine you're watching on LinkedIn and you're wearing a suit.
Because what else do you do when you scroll LinkedIn?
I know there's been times where I've gone to put on a suit just to check my LinkedIn page.
So you got to do that before you check those notifications,
So feel free to comment along. Best comments will get added to the show. You have a chance to make the show better, kind of steer us in directions that we had no idea we would get steered down. You have that power. Okay. So use it wisely. We always hit, every week on this show, we hit with a segment that we like to call Good, Back, and Ugly, where we share our good of the week, our back of the week, and our ugly of the week. And before we do that, AD, quick, name a song.
Oh man, you really threw me off with that one. The Rolling Stones are in town, so I am going to go with something with the devil, Dancing with the Devil.
Something with the devil. Just at
Something
this
with the
point,
devil.
we don't even care if you're dancing. Just do something with the devil, and you're okay in our book.
You know, but how fitting is it that a concert for people are they got to be in their 70s at this point, the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, they might be in their 90s.
A concert for 90-year-olds is on a Monday night. Like, it's just I couldn't picture a better evening to have a concert with these
Wait,
old
are you
geezers.
going?
No.
Okay.
We did see them at Heinz Field. I think this was probably like 5 years ago at this point. And I can't, like, it was cool to see them. I don't want to sound ungrateful, because it was awesome to see, you know, they're legends, right? But they can't put on a show anymore. It's just like, it was painful just because they, you know, Mick Jagger, he can't sing anymore. It's just it's not a good look, you know. It's not like,
Are they at Heinz Field tonight?
They are, yeah. And it's
So,
raining
like,
out right now, so it's even better.
Yeah, right. That's what's wild about this is they're just like, they could just be like sitting at home and be like, what do you want to do? You want to go do a stadium tour real quick? Yeah, sure. And they can just do it at their age. Like, they can just be like, oh yeah, hey, let's go sell out Heinz Field. Like,
yeah, and they will instantly. Like, I'm sure the tickets sold out within an hour of them being dropped.
that is insane.
How old are they though? That's what we need to figure out.
Oh, the Rolling Stones?
Yeah.
What's older, the Rolling Stones or just actual Stones?
Just Stonehenge.
Yeah, right. Like, God created the heavens and the earth and the Rolling Stones all in one day. Like, just it was wild.
Okay, so Mick Jagger's the oldest, and he is 78. So if that gives you any idea of what their show is going to be like.
78. Like, if you say moves like Jagger these days, I feel like it's just like, I don't know, it's like breaking a hip.
It's not, the only movement you're doing is in a wheelchair down the street.
All right, let's get to good, back, ugly. AD, as you always do, why don't you start off for us?
So, as we know, history was made last night in the Brady Belichick Bowl. And no, I'm not talking about Tom Brady beating all 32 teams. Who cares about that? I'm talking about the two coaches, Belichick and Bruce Arians. First time in NFL history, two coaches 69 plus.
Nice.
Faced off against each other. So both coaches, Bruce Arians and Bill Belichick, are 69. Who would have ever guessed that these two would still be coaching in 2021? But they're doing it, and, you know, it was nice. It was a nice game. It was I do think that game actually lived up to the hype, you know, even up until the last moments of the game. I think everyone's expectations, maybe except for the amount of points that were scored in the game, I think it really did live up to the expectations. And honestly, it makes sense, because the Patriots, for all those years with Tom Brady, have been known for those defenses that have been, you know, unstoppable. And it just makes a lot of sense that they also stopped Tom Brady in a way, you know.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, Tom won the game; he got the best of him, but
he looked bad, and like, yeah, and they were really, like, the way the Patriots were attacking Brady was like, look, is the blueprint out after 20 plus years? Is the blueprint finally out? Was last night a blueprint game?
And maybe that's what Bill Belichick was waiting for, that game to expose Tom. And I think he sort of did.
You got to think that Belichick was sitting on that game plan for probably 18 years. He was like, if Tom Brady ever goes to another team, I know the ways to beat him. I know the ways to attack him and to go after him. Mm-hmm. And he was just sitting on that, and he was like waiting. And then, I mean, honestly, if they're just like a somewhat decent offense and a Nick Folk kick away from winning that game, and really not even just a Nick Folk kick that would have been 6 inches to the right, that thing would have gone in.
Well, and then of course there was some criticism from Belichick not going for it, right? You know, because he probably could have put the game on ice at that point. But honestly, I'm surprised that the Patriots even won a game up until this point, because in my mind, Belichick was preparing, game planning for this game the entire season. Like, there was no other game on his schedule besides this game. He had it
Right.
circled for months. You know, ever since the schedule was released, he's like, this is, he started preparing as soon as the schedule dropped. And it's incredible to see, because of course, if Brady lost that game last night, you know, it would come back to, you know, is this the downfall of Tom Brady? Is his career over? Will he ever beat all 32 teams? I'm sure that was coming into some people's heads, because that was the headline afterwards, right? Brady joins elite company, beating all 32 teams, like, you know, Peyton Manning, who was it, Brett Favre?
Yes. Yeah.
Who there was one other person I think that did it too. And actually, Matt Stafford might do it with the Rams if he ever takes on the Lions.
Right. Go ahead.
No, you go. You go. What?
Yeah, no. So
what were your thoughts on the game? Did you enjoy the game, or was it?
I got bored during like part of it. Like, I feel like the middle, like the beginning was exciting. Seeing Boston fans boo Brady was really funny. That made the whole thing worth watching.
Fun. Yeah, and
I mean, like, and I get it. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm, yep. Like, and you know, he was doing that for the meme, like that, and hats off to him for that, because that was like a meme play right there.
Steve Belichick is just is a Belichick, but just a Belichick who's like aware of the internet. So like, so he's only just playing into the fact. That's why he's got the mullet. That's why he's got everything else.
The mullet, yeah, the hoodie, the whole look, like,
right,
exactly
right. So he's like still Belichick, but just Belichick, like if he like knew about like what plays on the internet and what doesn't. I thought how I forgot what I was going to say. I completely forgot. I spaced, but all right. So Belichick and Arians,
the first coaches for 69 plus, and I think there's only one other coach.
Nice.
I think Pete Carroll's older than both of them. So
he is. Yeah, Pete Carroll's the oldest head coach in the NFL.
He's 70, right?
Not enough people talking about that fact. Probably because he chews gum more than a little kid.
Yeah, Pete Carroll is 70. Yeah, so he's got a year on those two.
My goodness.
But it's always nice seeing coaches who are 69 square off like that. You know,
there's nothing better about just a pair of coaches just 69 and over, just going against each other.
Just being 69. It was a good game though. It was, you know, for all the hype, all the Adele songs that we heard leading up to it, you know, it probably did live up to the expectations, I guess, you know.
Yeah, no, I'd say so. At least it was close at the end, because I was thinking it was just going to be a blowout.
That's what everyone thought, you know, with that spread too, was like just baiting people to take the Bucks. That 6.5 point spread.
Okay. All right. My good of the week is I don't know if you heard anything about this at all over the weekend, but Urban Meyer got himself into a little bit of trouble. Just a little bit of trouble. Urban Meyer, AD. So at Korked Bats, we have what we like to call the Urban Meyer cycle. All right. And
yes. You created this years ago. Right?
Well, no, I actually created it. We created the idea years ago, actually put it down on paper earlier this year, January 15th, right. About the time he was hired with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now I will say, there are some people that are going semi-viral with our content, the Urban Meyer cycle.
Oh, really? So this is making a surface here.
It's making its way back. But
how many? Wow. Could you zoom in a little bit on that to make it a little bigger, if possible?
On the Urban Meyer cycle?
On the cycle, yeah.
Yes. So here is the Urban Meyer cycle. Now, obviously, we are no longer at the gets hired phase. Okay.
This was back in January.
Was back in January. So we need to update the Urban Meyer cycle. Earlier, now in every other stop, he had found instant success. I'm guessing here in Jacksonville, he's just, I don't know, he's agreed to skip that step. So we've moved now down to reports or scandal arises.
Well, and honestly, this was probably like the college version of Urban Meyer, right? Like, as far as the instant success goes, because this is a whole different game in the NFL.
Right, so, it is. Yeah. And he said it himself. It's like you're playing in Alabama every single week.
Every week.
And look, Urban Meyer didn't have the best of record against Alabama.
No, he did not. No, he did
not.
If
anyone knew how to beat him, it was Herb, but even still, he still didn't have that greater record against. So let's not be surprised if in the coming, I don't know, months, maybe even weeks, he steps down for health reasons and or to spend more time with his family. Obviously his marriage is going through one right now. I can't imagine what
gotta be in shambles right now.
what it's like for Herb to go home to Shelly every day. Shelly has been hot in the Twitter streets this weekend. And apparently she didn't know about what was going on with Herb. The fact that her husband was trending until late Saturday night. So now, and look, I'm not laughing. Like you don't want to laugh at someone going through one, but my goodness, Herb, like
if anyone deserves it though,
I mean, my goodness, this is Herb. This is what we're dealing with. First of all, look at how this is isn't even the cleanest of photos. It's pretty blurry. But look at how glazed over those eyes are.
Look at those eyes. I mean, the eyes tell a story in and of itself.
Who is this? He keeps flirting with me. This girl posted. Herb, what do you think the age difference is there? That girl is young enough to be his granddaughter.
Yeah, or his granddaughter. But also, a little nugget in this picture is the Ohio State pullover.
Right.
Like what? Like where's like you're the Jaguars coach now? I'm sure you have plenty of merch. Like let's upgrade your closet a little bit here.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Herb. Do we not have like a Jaguars hood? And it's like I get it. Maybe this is him being incognito. He's like trying to stay under the radar by wearing his previous employer, because people will be like, "Is that Urban Meyer?" Oh no, he's not wearing a Jaguars pullover, so it must not be.
It must not be him. But wait a second, hang on. I think I just put a couple pieces together here. So in an interview, he said he was asked if he went back to Jacksonville with the team, and he said no. Right. So this is Cincinnati. This is Cincinnati or Columbus. One or two?
I believe it. Yeah, it's either in Columbus or Cincinnati. So So in fact, I'm glad you brought that up, because today he met with the media and he
Yes. This is the video. I was
apologized. I don't know if we can hear this. Are you able to hear this?
Yeah. I just apologized to the team and staff.
I can hear it actually.
That's stupid.
I don't know if anyone else can hear it, but.
Hey,
can you pause for a sec?
Yeah.
This was me getting yelled at by my parents, and they're asking me what I did as a young kid. Like, and like you honestly can't even look up. Like you're just like looking at I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
Like because they already know what you did. Everyone already knows what you did, right?
Right.
Like,
this is him, and I'm sure he's like drawing circles in the dirt with his foot.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
he's getting close to like the back of the neck rub. Like, look, I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't mean to. And first of all, there's the Jaguars.
There's the Jaguars.
There's the Jaguars pullover we were looking for in this.
And that's a nice one too. Come on,
it is a nice one. Why doesn't he wear that out to dinner?
That would have looked good. Good.
In this press conference, he basically says, and I want to do him justice. He's like,
Thought I had myself in that
he's like, it's so stupid. It's so stupid to have myself in the
Idiot, like hit himself in the head.
He's
Like,
like, yeah, he's
like,
it's like those dumb of me. I'm so stupid for doing that. It's so. And so they asked him, Irv, did you fly back with the team?
dinner that night,
And he said, no, he stayed with the kids, went to dinner that night
restaurant.
with the grandkids.
Actually, Austin, if you pull up the Urban Meyer cycle, that sounds like a spend time with family type comment. You know what I mean? It's early, but it's coming.
Look, it's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's maybe he's like he's being real loose with the Urban Meyer cycle so far. Being really loose.
Yeah. He's skipping a couple steps.
Just skipping steps. He's going out of order. Yeah, because I guess he went to spend more time with family and then now reporting scandal.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cycle is going to need updated. That's for sure. This is maybe it'll be by year. Like this is the 2021 cycle.
Yeah, right. So they asked him, did you fly back with the team? He said, no, I stayed to see the grandkids. We went to dinner. There was a group next to our restaurant.
So
they wanted me to come over and take pictures, I'm sure. Yeah. And this is also good.
Pull me out on
Wait.
They tried to pull me out on the dance floor, screwing around.
But they tried to pull him over to take pictures, yet the girl that took a picture with him doesn't know who he is, apparently.
That's true. Right. I mean, yeah. It sounds like
this old guy, like, or what? Like,
sounds like Herb was trying to get them to take pictures with him.
Yeah.
Who is this? He keeps flirting with me, according to that one girl. Like that's where we're at with this. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're right, AD. According to the Urban Meyer cycle, where it starts with getting hired. Then you find instant success, which he skipped over that altogether. Then reports or scandals arises. Then steps down for health reasons and/or to spend more time with family. I mean, he technically hasn't stepped down, but he has been spending more time with family. Then went back to reports or scandal arising. So we're kind of all over the place with this.
Could we consider instant success just having the number 1 overall pick in the draft? Like
now that's a good point. That's a great point, AD.
I actually think we might be okay with this cycle here. I think it still applies. Actually, the more
that is a great point. And also, I just noticed this. We're on korkbats.com. It's Kork spelled with a K. Right. Our Facebook widget is working again. That was not working earlier, and I'm pretty sure if I saw a report.
Let's check if Instagram is. Back up on the phone here.
Yeah, that's the more important of the two, honestly.
I'm seeing some notifications. I think we're back. We are
okay.
Back.
All right. Look, maybe it took this podcast.
It's official. It's official. Yeah.
So Urban Meyer, man, he is going through one right now. Tough look. 0-4 start. And then you're caught like groping and fondling young college co-eds at a bar while you're with your glazed over eyes. Tough look for Herb.
Oh, here I got to show this real quick. Since we are about to go to our backs of the week, right? So I guess we can count this or count Facebook and Instagram as sort of our back of the week for right now.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. They are back.
This is just something relatable for the our generation here out there.
Oh yes.
Said knew it'll work.
Oh yeah.
That's the N64 cartridge, that's what better way to get it working than just a simple blow. And
right, just pull it out, turn it off, pull it out.
Kids
and you know
what's wild
about what's wild about the N64? It had both the on-off switch and the reset button.
That's right, it did.
But why?
The reset button was rarely used, right? Other than maybe your brother or sister come up and pressing it and they're like, you didn't save the game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the only thing I can imagine. Why you would ever use the reset button is literally just to mess with your brother or sister. Oh, also, I have one other good of the week.
Okay.
A-
All right.
AD yesterday, and I'm sure you saw this. We got a retweet at Korked Bats on Twitter. We got a retweet from one of the most unlikely of sources we'd ever.
Not Dana White, please.
Not Dana White. No, that would be the most unlikely source ever to retweet us. No, we or even Randy Johnson, either one. But no, we got a retweet from the International Chess Federation.
Hell yes. Oh
Look at
yeah.
this. So I tweeted, we tweeted this image of Derrick Henry. You're playing checkers while Derrick Henry's wearing chess. Okay.
Quite literally.
Also, I had a actually guy tweet at us and said they play checkers uses the same board, just saying. All right, thanks, bud. Thank you, bang ouch. Appreciate that. Thank you.
That was a good hat tip,
Don't know where we would be without him. But jokes on him, because International Chess Federation, FIDE_chess, which I can't imagine FIDE just chess is taken, but apparently it is. FIDE_chess retweeted us with the I don't know. Is this a
peace sign?
No, it's the three.
Like
is that isn't that like racist now? I don't know.
I think it might be now. Yeah,
didn't they take that symbol away from us? I don't know.
It is still an emoji, so whatever. But
right, so it is an emoji. It's the okay emoji. The
okay.
Circle
okay.
with the three fingers up, and then the sunglasses. So look, I don't want to toot our own horn, but damn, dude, fire in these Twitter streets with the International Chess Federation giving us the retweet.
I mean, we're basically like Queen's Gambit over here.
What's more popular, Queen's Gambit or this tweet? It's hard to tell. Yeah. People are asking, AD. People are asking. All right, what's your back of the week? Oh, or what was that your back?
No. My back of the week. So horrible calls and renaming your child.
Oh, is it because Joe West is the umpire for the wild card game, the NL wild card game?
And I thought Joe West, did I see he was retiring or?
He is retiring, but not before getting one last game.
Okay, so he gets one more game. He gets one more game. All right, cool. No, actually, it was the officials in the Steelers game calling Joe Hayden offsides after they blocked a punt.
Oh, AD, I was watching that. I was watching that, dude. I felt so bad for you because that literally changed the game. That would have tied the game, right?
I mean, they probably still would have lost the game, but I mean, maybe they would have covered. Maybe they would have covered the spread. Like that would have been cool. But let me see if I can pull up a tweet here that has the play. Oh yeah, here it is. So it not only horrible calls. I will play this real quick, but something funnier on Twitter, and it might be at your expense a teeny tiny bit, but we both lost yesterday, so we both can laugh about it now.
Yeah. I'm totally laughing about it now. Yeah, you lost to the Green Bay Packers. All right. Team that was in the NFC Championship last year. I lost to the New York Jets, a team that hasn't been in a championship game since the Mark Sanchez era.
Right. So maybe not. We both can laugh, but so look at the ball being snapped here, though. Like it's him and Minka, Joe Hayden and Minka. It's almost simultaneous as the ball's being snapped. Yeah. I don't see how you can call that offsides other than just being at Lambeau Field and being an official at Lambeau
It's almost
Field.
like you get penalized for jumping the snap so well.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like we're talking about like a Troy Polamalu like jumping over the line, trying to time the snap, that type of thing. Like this was extremely. They were moving at the same exact time, as the ball being snapped. It's
right, anyway, and it's like they're off the line too, so you can't tell me that like they are
that they were in the neutral zone or something.
they're
like that,
hitting the neutral
yeah,
zone before that ball is moving, and
no chance.
that's
There's
the
absolutely
problem.
no
That's
chance.
the problem with it. It's like people always talk about, oh, we need robot umps. Need robot umps in baseball. Like if you're gonna be that bad at calling offsides, and I get it. It's like, to the naked eye, you're probably seeing these guys move before anyone else, and so you're automatically assuming. But then when you go back and watch it, you're like, oh no, they just
the
timed the
overhead
snaps
angle
super well. Titans were hit with one of those one time last season, I think, or maybe 2 seasons ago. They were hit with a guy jumping the snap just perfectly, and ended up, and he blocked a field goal. Ended up getting coming back. I hated that for you, AD.
It's the type of thing that just, like, it just changes the whole outcome of a game. And Joe Hayden, of course, took to Twitter afterwards and let the world know he wasn't offsides.
He wasn't offside. Well, there you go. How can you argue that?
Yeah. Well, if he's saying it himself, then we gotta believe him. But that was that. But my other back of the week is renaming your kid. So it's not funny. It's not funny, but the tweet was funny. So I have to share with you. And I think you saw it. I hope you saw it. He's part of the Titans faithful here. Lance Smith at LNC SMTH. Bill Cowher just picked, shout out Steelers, just picked the Jets over the Titans in an upset. I will rename my youngest daughter Bill Cowher if this happens. And and he does a good job of playing along well with it. He asked his daughter, he's like, hey, Bill Cowher. Hey, Bill Cowher. She doesn't respond because that's not her name, clearly. And then he's like, Titans by 50 today. And it just, I feel bad for her mostly because now she's got to go by Bill Cowher whole entire life. And just imagine like the kids in the playground being like, why is your name Bill Cowher? Or like, right. Just like what was wrong with your parents? And this poor girl now is being called Bill Cowher, and she wasn't very happy about it. I don't know if you can hear this. Can you hear this?
Bill?
Yeah.
You're not?
No.
No, I have to call you Bill.
She doesn't like it.
I made a promise, honey.
Call me Maggie.
I can't call you Bill Cowher because you're a real cute Bill Cowher.
No. That hurts my heart.
She said that hurts her heart. And you know what?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, if he's a Titans fan, it should hurt her heart to be called Bill Cowher.
I was gonna say, well, how do you think his heart feels? He's a Titans fan. Like, it's like, sweetie, like this is bigger than your name right now. This is a football game.
I think Lance and I follow each other on Twitter.
Good.
I think he works for the Titans. He does, I want to say, in-game hosting.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow.
Yeah, for the Titans. So he was I saw that tweet and I didn't think anything of it. I don't know. He does something. I'm pretty sure he does something associated with the Titans. But regardless, like the fact that he hits that, everyone after a loss to the Jets, and as ugly as that game was, everyone pointing fingers. Everyone, all right. Blame is being thrown around every which way. Should all the blame be placed on to Lance Smith? Should Lance be the one responsible for the loss to the Jets? Because a team doesn't just lose to the Jets. Like a team doesn't just lose. Like there's a reason why.
Freaky, something freaky, something out of the norm. And he also tweeted after the game, "I can't talk right now. Bill wants to go to the playground." So I like that he was leaning into it. I would be miserable if I made that if I put that into the airwaves, right? Like,
yeah,
especially if you bring your own family into it. I couldn't face it. I'd probably delete the tweet. Actually, I don't care. I don't care about the I don't care about the likes. I would take it down. I would be like, I can't do it.
No,
I can't face the music.
and I would 100% agree with that. You would delete the tweet. As a
delete the
guy
tweet.
who still owes me a bet of watching
Exactly.
all the girls I've
Exactly.
loved before
Can't
for
pay up on that one.
like you do not pay up on your bets. You do. You and Grit, no one pays up on their bets around this place.
Grit
Like,
too. Grit too.
It is unreal. So yeah, of course, if you tweeted something like that, you would have deleted it faster than freaking Joe Hayden jumped that snap.
Yeah, I'm just being honest here. You know, I just trying to be honest.
Just because you're honest doesn't make it any good. Damn it. Oh, so anyway, shout out to Lance.
Shout out Lance and Bill Cower too. And Bill.
Shout out to Lance and Bill Cower. Which Bill Cower though? Are we shouting?
His daughter, not the actual Bill Cower.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That is awesome. Good for him for being able to have a good.
I will say, this doesn't make it any better either. I did have the Titans in Survivor, so there's also that.
I had someone tweet. Oh, you know who else's fault it is? I didn't tweet about it though. I didn't tweet about it. Yeah, no, thank you. While we're on the subject, I had a guy tweeting me yesterday during the Titans game who was like, I have the Titans in my survivor pool that better not lose. And I'm like, geez. Okay, thanks.
It wasn't me though. So
yeah, no, it wasn't you, unless it was your burner.
Yeah.
And then he said if the Titans come back, because this was like at the point Titans are losing, and he's like, if the Titans come back and win this game, he's like, I'll be a fan of the Titans for the rest of the day. And I was like, I said, bro, if the Titans come back and win this game, I said, make it the rest of the month, and you've got yourself a deal. And what did he respond back with?
You can't do
it. Don't press your luck. And I said, so I mean, like, look,
who needs the luck right now? Yeah, what?
Who is he to blame? Like, part of me is wondering, like, is he the reason that the Titans lost that game? People are asking.
I mean, the audacity to even tell you to not press your luck, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Here, I'll that was your back, right?
That was my back. Yeah. I'm
going to give a real quick back. My other back was MySpace, but it appears with Facebook and Instagram coming back while we're doing this podcast. Yeah, MySpace not back. Zuckerberg has lost over $7 billion in net worth today. My other back is baseball. According to the league, 10.5 billion minutes. Okay, 10.5 billion minutes of Major League Baseball action were watched by fans this season on MLB.TV, making the first time in its 19-year history it has surpassed 10 billion minutes. Dude, baseball is back.
Interesting. Wow. I don't think I would have ever guessed that.
Hey, I don't know if anyone would have.
So the playoffs officially start Tuesday, October 5th, right?
Yes, the wild card AL wild card game is Tuesday, NL wild card game is Wednesday, and then the actual, like, the NL and ALDS starts Thursday.
How shitty is it, as a Dodgers fan, that they have to play in this wild card game? I know, I'm sure you have a lot of feelings about it, but what is there anything baseball could do to change?
Yes,
that.
Yes, there is.
Just make it a three game series, or
make it a 3-game series. If you're worried about scheduling or adding days to the calendar, which they've never been afraid of that in the past, the World Series goes into November now. So like them adding days to the calendar has never been an issue before. So it shouldn't be an issue here. But if it is an issue, do a day-night doubleheader, make it a best-of-3 series. If you split the day-night doubleheader, you play the third day, okay? Which you're already taking out 2 days for the wild card games to begin with. So
right.
So go day-night doubleheader, like AL, and play them both on the same day. Like, why do you got to have the AL on one day and the NL on one day, like the other day? Like,
that's got to be for viewership, right? They're trying to just maximize their numbers, but
I guess, but like if you want viewership, there's more games to play. Do a day-night doubleheader on say Tuesday, because you have to allow that Monday for like a game 163. So do it on a Tuesday, day-night doubleheader. If they split, then you play the third day. All right, they're all the one host, because baseball is a game of series. And look, and I know that this looks terrible. Me being the Dodgers fan, being like, why we got to play? I've felt like this since they first unveiled the wild card. I have always had this take. This has been a take that I've had my entire life since they unveiled this thing. Like it's so dumb to me that baseball, 162 game season, a game that is built on series, always on series. They're all of a sudden they're like, let's do just one game to get into the playoffs.
Single elimination.
And the whole reason this started was back in 2011 when you had that wild day where like multiple things had to happen to get the Rays into the playoffs, and multiple things happened. Multiple things did happen to get the Rays into the playoffs, and all the games were being played at the same time. People were flipping back and forth. The Red Sox had to beat the Yankees, I think, and the Rays had to beat whoever they beat. I forget the whole scenario, but Evan Longoria hits that walk-off home run and to send them to the playoffs. And baseball's trying to recreate that. So they're like, how can we create the game 7 mentality of like the win and you're in mentality? Oh, let's do a 1-game wild card, which is like, I understand where they're coming from there, but you just can't do that. You can't have an entire season come down to one game. You at least make it a tight series, because you know what? You know what's also very tightened, like very heightened suspense? A 3-game series where it's like, if you lose, damn, you can't lose again. Like you're done for. So I don't know. I just think I hate that.
If anyone knows wild card playoff baseball, it's a Pirates fan. You know, from
right
from 2012 to like 2014 or maybe even 15. They couldn't get out of that game, or they did the one time whenever Johnny Cueto was
right.
pitching,
Johnny Cueto. Yeah,
Cueto. They didn't last much longer after that series. So it's pathetic that, you know, there's only 365 days in a year. They play 162 games. Like it's just ridiculous how long the season ends. That
the Dodgers had 106 wins this year. 106 wins which is like it ties
6 more than the Pirates, I think.
It ties their franchise record. The LA Dodgers, formerly the Brooklyn Dodgers, ties their franchise record, 106 wins. And it could all be done in the span of 9 innings. It could, like, their entire season could be done and as we've seen before, it could be one bad call. One bad call could ruin their season. And that's another reason why you do the series. You don't put that pressure on the umpires. Remember in 2012, I want to say, when the Braves got eliminated from the wild card for a infield fly rule? An infield fly rule that landed like 25, 30 feet in the outfield. Like it's just so dumb to me, and it's frustrating to me. I mean, well, obviously as a Dodgers fan, but also like it's just frustrating.
It's personal for you. I mean, Cardinals. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, my wife, a huge Cardinals fan.
I know Don's listening out there.
Don.
He's excited.
The junkie.
He's excited.
He's a huge junkie. He's so he's I'm sure he will be rooting for the Cardinals to win on Wednesday.
But in the same breath, though, the Cardinals just went on that huge win streak, right? So it's like, they've had a fantastic finish to the season, and now they're down to 1 game. So
yeah, well, exactly. The same thing is true for them.
For both sides. Yeah.
It's the same thing is true for them, that it's like you have this incredible run, you reinvigorate the fan base. If you look back at pictures of Busch Stadium on September 10th or whatever, whenever this run started, Busch was like empty. People were disengaged. The team was flailing. The guys they traded for at the deadline were not paying off. And then all of a sudden they go on this run. And now all of a sudden baseball is alive again in St. Louis and people are going nuts. And now that whole run, 17 wins in a row. And then they
unbelievable run.
Yeah, I think they lost like maybe like 3 games towards the end of the season. All right. 4 games maybe. And now all of a sudden it's done based off of a 9-inning game. You run into one game for them against the Dodgers. You run into one of the best teams in baseball.
A bullpen that, is just stacked and ready to be exhausted for one game. So
it is. Yeah, right. It's nuts. It's so dumb. Anyway, I didn't mean to go on that big of a tangent about baseball, but
that's all right. Baseball's back.
Baseball is back. 10 billion minutes watched on MLB.tv. Okay, so my other back or my ugly of the week. Which have you done your? No, you. Let me do my ugly first.
Well, go ahead, because my ugly of the week was Urban Meyer. And we pretty much beat that.
Okay, all right. Well, then,
yeah, we beat that to the ground. Pretty much.
So we hit that. Okay, so so my back is it's in regards to losing to the Jets, as we talked about.
No, that could be both of ours. Just losing on Sunday, I guess, would be a good one for us today.
I was thinking about you yesterday. Like it is a brutal, day for us again. And you think this goes back to us making fun of the Chiefs for being so lousy last week?
Honestly, I thought about that, but did they play much better this week? They gave up like 30 points to the Eagles. Like I don't know. I don't know if we can crown them to just yet. They play the Bills this weekend, so I mean, this is the real test, we'll say, because we're still not sure if they're back. They beat the Eagles. Like, we're not sure about the Eagles, but I think I think it's I don't know if we can say that yet. We'll circle back.
Hey, look. If you're in, I'm in. If you're on living and dying by this take, I'm in on living and dying by this take.
Okay.
If the Chiefs suck all season, then the Chiefs suck all season. Let's double down. Let's double down. They may win 14 in a row, but we will stick by the fact that the Chiefs just suck. They're really not that. Like if you actually break down, other than the final score of their games, which they tend to be
right. Yes.
Like they suck.
But actually, though, I'd be embarrassed.
Right. So okay. So we were talking about like how. So it's funny how like when you lose to the Jets, AD, all of the worst takes come out. And we talked earlier about how all the finger pointing, everyone's blaming fingers. Like we pointed fingers at Lance. Maybe he's the reason that the Titans lost to the Jets. Maybe it was that guy who was tweeting at me about having the Titans in the survivor pool and he didn't agree to become a Titans fan for the rest of the month. And so maybe he was the reason. I wore my McNair jersey, but not under the usual undershirt that I wear. Maybe it was my fault.
Gosh, are you serious? That's a big deal.
I know, and next week. I just want to be honest with you guys, okay? That's what I think we're here for. So, but then after a game like that, people are just hitting you with the worst of the worst takes, because when you lose to the worst team in football, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly amongst the fan base. It's going to get ugly in the locker room. It's going to get ugly, just all over football with the media. And a lot of times you see some of the worst takes ever. And you know what? I think I might have found one of the worst takes ever. This comes from a person that I know, the person that I am very friendly with, a person that I, for the most part, enjoy. But it's a guy by the name of. Oh wait, is Twitter's not down, is it?
Oh boy, here we go. Twitter's next.
Oh wait, oh no. I know I punched in the wrong URL. Okay, so a guy by the name of Paul Kaharski. Okay, so Paul Kaharski is a writer for he covers the Titans on his own website, paulkarski.com. And he tweeted this. All right. Or excuse me, the Titans tweeted on Saturday. Okay. As the team's flying to New York,
Okay.
a look at all the fits that the Titans are rocking. Okay. Nothing out of the normal. They've been doing this for years now.
Every team does this. Honestly.
Every team does this.
Yes.
Okay. The fits. Paul Kaharski tweets, Mike Vrabel, September 12th. It doesn't matter where you come from, where you're drafted, how expensive your suit is, or what kind of car you drive. You've got to prove it on the field. Okay, fair enough. That sounds like a very Mike Vrabel quote. Paul Kaharski memes this somehow and then goes, Titans social media Saturday. and shows the team posting photos of the guys wearing their suits. I got so many questions about this, like where Paul's coming from on this take. Like, is the social media team not supposed to just post content? Are they only supposed to, like, look, and like Paul, should go ahead.
Well, should they be posting like pictures of practice? Like, look how hard we're working. Like, we're preparing for Sunday. Like,
are they not allowed to stray outside of that realm?
These guys are professionals getting paid to play a game, and they have to travel in some cases to do this. Why not snap a few photos of them before they leave? Because that's normal, right? Like,
this is like to meme this meme would be like, tell me you're old without telling me you're old.
Yes.
You know, like it's like literally since the coach said that it doesn't matter how expensive your suit is or what kind of car you drive, you got to prove it on the field. The social media team should then not be posting photos of the team suits. It's like, first of all, where do we draw the line? Like, what are we upset with here? Are we upset that the team wore fancy suits to New York? In which case, what should they be wearing then? Like, what should they wear? Are we upset that the social media team is posting photos of the suits despite the coach saying that none of that stuff matters? In which case, what should the social media team do? What should they post? And why is the social media team responsible for how the team plays on Sundays? Literally, the social media team's job is to just post content and post shareable things that they think will get clicks or get likes. Which those suits, don't get me wrong, those suits were badass. Those suits are awesome.
Pretty fly suits. The only thing they were missing was the Derrick Henry suit.
And maybe it's good. They would have broken the internet. They would have broken Facebook 2 days earlier.
You know what bothers me the most about this is that, so when Mike Vrabel said this, like, this has nothing to do with, because what was that, like before the first game, I think it was, or was it the first game? It was
right. It was the Thursday before the first game.
Okay, yeah. So he saved this quote. He's like, I'm gonna save this. I'm putting this down for later.
Right.
And so he's basically just had it like loaded in a gun. He just had it loaded in a gun, just waiting to fire it off. And he's like, how can I somehow work this quote that has nothing to do with the Sunday's loss to the Jets, work it into my narrative and say this is the story that I'm telling via the Titans like social media team. And poor social media team, they're the ones that took the fall for this.
Social media team,
reason.
like they have bullets. If there's anyone who should not be answering to the loss on Sunday, it's the social media team.
It's the social media team, yeah.
But Paul here is trying to make that a thing. And this guy says, terrible take. What are they supposed to do? Don't show anything, which is a fair question. Then Paul says, fashion shows run counter to the fabric of the football message. This isn't a fashion show. These dudes are walking on the tarmac. Like, what do you expect them? How do you expect them to get to the plane?
Well, if you have to travel for work, like let's just say you have to get on a plane and travel somewhere, and you're working, you're on the clock technically.
Yeah.
Don't you want to look nice for your job?
Right. Look good, feel good, play good. Like these dudes look.
Yeah.
They put on the fresh suits, the fresh fits, because they want to feel good. Like, and if you feel good, you feel confident. If you know you look good, that is a psyche thing. Deion Sanders coined the phrase, but it is an entirely true phrase. Look good, feel good, play good. And that's all these dudes are doing. And obviously they looked good and they probably felt good. They didn't play good, that's for sure. But that is not the social media team's fault. Like, they'd be like saying like, oh, social media team, posted a funny meme the other day. They shouldn't be posting memes. They should be posting about being serious and being focused on football.
And just just imagine like you need to feel good. You need to look good. You need to play the part. You need that. And what are they going to wear? Pajamas on the plane? Like, it's just right. It doesn't make any sense. Like and it's not a fashion show. You're right. They're playing football. They're going to their job. And let's not forget the amount of money that they're making. So
right.
If they want to wear something nice, a nice suit, a flashy suit, whatever, sure, why not?
And this isn't even a take about like what they're wearing on the field, like at the game. Like if they were rocking like chains or midriff, like during games and stuff, and the team like glorified that, then I'd be like, okay, because that could like legitimately affect the team on Sunday. But this is literally the day before. They're flying like what's next? To take about like what movies they watched on the plane?
They didn't watch Remember the Titans or something.
Yeah, right. Like, oh, I don't know. I think it's we're going a little bit too far. It's media trying to create something out of nothing, create narratives. And it's, look, everyone's pissed. Everyone's pissed. The players, the fans, the coaches, and the media. Everyone's pissed after you lose to the Jets. But it's like, let's pump the brakes on some of these takes, people. Like, let's be a little more selective with what we throw out there.
Right.
My other ugly of the week, candy corn. Candy corn season is back.
Jeez.
Nobody openly chooses candy corn.
And if you do, you're a psychopath.
You know how you can tell if you invited a serial killer to your Halloween party? Is if he's standing by the bowl of the candy corn and eating it the whole time. And look, and I know like we've gone in full waves of everyone hates candy corn to the point where it's like the take of everyone hates candy corn is getting kind of stale, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But but I've started to notice that there are a lot of people being loud and proud about candy corn on my timeline lately. And that doesn't fly, in my opinion. Like, don't if you know anyone that's like loud and proud about how good candy corn is, put them in their place, because candy corn sucks. All right. It's only look, I get it. It's fine. Like, it's fine around October. It makes you feel Halloween-y. I get that. But if someone's trying to sit there and tell you it's a good candy, they are a serial killer. And the fact that if they're the same people that are keeping the candy hearts business alive.
Yes, they are. But
you
does it even deserve, like, in the title, does it deserve the word candy? Like, maybe we should just start calling it
call it corn,
fake, or like fake corn or something.
Colored corn.
It's just not. It's not like I don't consider it candy. There's nothing good about it. It's just there's no redeeming quality. Like, it doesn't even deserve to be on the shelves. Honestly,
candy is sweet. Candy is something that you look forward to.
It doesn't taste like butter or something.
Yeah, candy corn like tastes like hard and I don't know, a little chalky, I guess. I don't know. It's ridiculous. But all right, let's before we get out of here, let's quickly choose our 3 for 3. Do you want me to go first? Or you want to go first?
You can go first. Quick update from last week, though. We both were very close. We both were very close to hitting that 3-0 mark. I fell short by 1. I had Baltimore and Arizona, and then the Vikings lost to the Browns. You had the Browns. You were on the other side of that. The Chiefs, which was a good bet, and the Bucs, who did not cover late at night there. So go ahead and hit us with yours.
My 3 for 3. I'm taking the Packers minus 3.5 over the Bengals. Is it bad that I'm not buying into the Bengals yet? They're 3-1, but I'm not buying it.
Well,
They beat one of their wins was against the Jaguars.
one of their wins against the Steelers too. So I mean, you got to take that for what it's worth, anyway.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, I'm just I think that was a fluke win. There, I got your back, AD.
No, thanks, man.
Yeah. So Packers -3.5 over the Bengals. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming alive. I've got the Cardinals -5.5 over the 49ers. The Cardinals are just good. I didn't want to say this, but they're good.
They are super good.
The football Cardinals. The football Cardinals need to clarify.
Not the baseball Cardinals, right?
Well, I don't want anyone to clarify me rocking this Dodgers hat the day before the wild card or 2 days before the wild card game, claiming that the Cardinals are good.
We're looking at you, Don, out there.
Yeah, Don. And then Titans -4 over the Jags. Is it crazy to take the Titans? Is it crazy to take the Titans after losing to the Jets? Yes, it is.
I love it. I love it.
I live on crazy.
Hey,
give me
they were without
Titans.
they were without 2 receivers, AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Come on,
and they will probably be without 2 receivers next week as well. But still, it's I'm still here for it. They're going to be pissed off. And look, there's no better game to take your frustrations out on than a game against the Jaguars. The Titans love to beat up on the Jaguars, and I think they're going to this weekend.
Especially a rookie quarterback too.
Right? All right, what do you got, AD?
So I actually have the opposite of you. I have the Bengals +3.5. So I think this has happened every week where we've picked the opposite of one game.
Yep.
So one of us is going to lose. So that's
we're not both going 3-0. That's for sure.
And I've got the Seahawks on Thursday +2 against the Rams.
Okay.
I think the 12th man is going to have a big impact in that game. And I'm taking the Chiefs -2.5 versus the Bills. I was just talking a bunch of shit on them.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, the Chiefs still suck. The Chiefs still we're sticking with that take.
Yes.
For the rest of the season. But they suck. They don't suck as bad as the Bills will that game.
But I just don't think Josh Allen has big game DNA in him. So, every big game he's been in, he's lost, including week 1 against the Steelers. So
I love that take. And a fun fact about Josh Allen that not enough people are talking about. Josh Allen has the worst record by a quarterback all time in Tuesday night football games. So you could be right.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hey,
it is, he could
You're only
be
speaking facts here. That is
he could be a bad big game quarterback. We don't know.
Big game guy. Yeah. And plus, there's all this hype about them shutting out the Texans 40. The Texans are starting the joke of a quarterback. It's not the same. You can't even compare the two. But anyways, I got the Chiefs. And hopefully someone goes 3-0 this week. It's been 4 weeks now. No one's gone 3-0.
I know. It is kind of sad. We are kind of behind the 8 ball on this one. All right. You know what time it is? You know what time it is?
Know what time it is.
I was kind of partly asking you.
Yeah. Yes. Our good buddy, Frank, he used to write for Korked Bats, and every week he hits us with facts that just absolutely sometimes I have to pick the pieces of my brain off the floor from just exploding my head. And I'm sure this week it won't be any different. So what do we got for this week's Frank fact?
I just realized I meant to, when I was tweeting out the link to
to what?
I just realized that when I was retweeting the link to the Junk Drawer podcast, I accidentally retweeted the Chess Federation. It was
again
when we were talking about Lance. I accidentally retweeted it as the Lance. I tagged Lance Smith in the tweet, and so he's probably confused as all get out. I said, renaming your kid, looking at you, Lance Smith, 3113, and then it was the International Chess Federation,
and it was Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing. Okay, so oh man. All right. I'm sorry. I'm tweeting out
back.
this link.
We're back. Yeah.
Sorry. Apologies for the okay. All right. It's Frank fact time. You ready for this, AD?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I am ready.
Frank fact. The Frank fact this week is Australia is wider than the moon. Australia wider than the moon.
You know what always blows my mind about when people talk about Australia is that, they like to say that it is both a country and a continent.
Yeah, it is both a country and a continent.
So this fact does not necessarily surprise me because Australia is a continent. And I think just that makes sense because how wide it is, because it's got like all 4 seasons, I think, in all parts of Australia. I've never been, but this is just what I've heard.
Sure, yeah. When you say all 4 seasons, like it's got summer, winter, fall, and spring all in one continent at one time.
Maybe I didn't mean seasons, but there's I think I misspoke horribly there.
That's all right.
Desert, there's a desert, some mountains, I think. I don't know. I don't really know.
No, look, I mean, it sounded fine. Like I would have believed that. If you would have said, oh, hey, on top of this week's Frank fact, I've also got a fact. Australia's the only continent where it's got all 4 seasons at one time. I would have been like, damn, that sounds true. That sounds like it would be real.
So there are mountains in Australia. So maybe I am right about that.
I mean, yeah, there are mountains in Australia. That I do know for sure. And they do have an ocean, and they do have a desert. What is maybe it's like the subterranean or like the terrains aren't there like different
the terrains? Yeah, that's maybe what I'm thinking of, because the desert, you got the mountains, you've got, what else is there?
Yeah, types, stretch of land, especially with regards to its features. All right, so I'm looking up types of terrains. I think you might be right on this. Plateaus, mountains, plains, and valley terrains.
Yes. Okay. All right.
So maybe that's what we're looking at. Australia has all types of terrains, every single type of terrain.
What do you think has more terrains, the moon or Australia?
Good question. Mm-hmm. I mean, if Australia is wider, I got to just go with Australia on this one.
That also makes me think just really how small the moon is, right?
Right.
Just a piece of Earth is wider than the entirety of the moon.
Yeah.
It's just Frank just, I don't know where he finds them, but these facts just
look, in Australia, and I'll say this, you said, Australia, continent and country.
Yes.
I think it's time we throw in planet in there as well.
Yeah, well, at this rate,
it's the only continent, country, and planet. People forget that. If it's wider than a moon, what else is wider than moons? Planets.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm just saying, maybe Australia is a planet too. We don't know. And it's got all the different types of terrains. Sounds like a planet to me. Sounds like a damn planet. Is Australia a planet? I think Australia is a planet.
Yes.
Australia is a damn planet. All right. Okay. All right. Before we get out of here, AD, it's time.
It's time.
It's the time of the week. We check in on our boys. The about to win college football update. All right.
All I'm saying is it better be a good update this week.
I got an ad blocker detected. Hang on. Okay. Good. So this week.
0-3. It's staring us in the face.
Oh my gosh.
They're getting worse.
I think they're getting worse, AD.
28-3.
Couldn't even. And look, I get it. Williams College has got a tough defense this year.
A stout defense.
A very stout defense. People are always talking about. So for those that don't know, Bowdoin College is this podcast is the #1 Bowdoin College football podcast in the country. We are all things
I have
Bowdoin.
A t-shirt. I have a Bowdoin t-shirt, and
AD has a Bowdoin t-shirt.
I was wearing it the other day, and someone was like, "Did you go there?" I was like, "No, I didn't." Funny story, actually.
No,
I went on to explain the whole thing.
I host a podcast. We just happen to be the #1 Bowdoin College football.
If you're interested, here's our link. Yeah. So
yeah. No, it's a good conversation starter. In fact, we should sell Bowdoin College shirts that don't say junk drawer on them anywhere. They just say
Now we're-
Bowden.
Now
And then
we're
people will
talking.
ask him about him, and then they'll have to explain this podcast. So it's actually twofold.
Like
But
a twofer.
yeah, so 28-3 lost to Williams College. This is a tough start to the season, and the reason we started following Bowdoin College is because they canceled their football season last year.
They were the first to do it.
They were the first to cancel their football season last year, and this year it looks as though they're canceling this season as well, just by the looks of it.
They might as well have.
0-3. They're 0-2 at home too. Like, you got to protect that home turf. Polar Bears, what are we doing? But it's all right. Bounce back on the road, get the mind right. Wesleyan University. Look, Bowdoin, the only advice I would give to you, don't wear suits on the tarmac, or else Paul Karski's going to be very pissed with you. It's not a fashion show. It's a football game. All right.
Yeah. Please remember that this week.
All right. That's going to,
much like, actually, it was an awful weekend for us. We had my Steelers lose, your Titans, our Bowdoin College. I mean,
yeah, it was a rough football weekend for the drunk tour. Thoughts and prayers. All right, AD, you got anything for the road?
Yeah. One thing that I'm surprised we haven't brought up yet. Penn State, they are top 4.
Penn State top 4. Weekend. I don't know how Iowa jumped them. Penn State was 4 last week. I don't know how Iowa jumped them in the standings after they got a good win against Indiana, and they had that win against Auburn earlier in the year.
Yeah, I guess they got to beat them this weekend. Then that's
but now you got Penn State and Iowa going at it this weekend. So it should be a good game. If Instagram and Twitter are back, Instagram and Facebook are back, follow at Korkbats2 on Instagram. It's our brand new Instagram page. And and subscribe.
We are back.
Subscribe
back,
wherever podcasts are found. We are back. Okay, so there you go. Go follow at Korkbats2 on Instagram. AD, do you got anything for the road?
Yeah, I do actually. It's still, we haven't had the first frost yet of the year, but just don't forget about those plants outside. They are still very thirsty and could use a little water, so don't forget to water them.
All right, there you go. Don't forget to water your plants, people. And AD, one last question. Do you know how I end this thing?
Is there a button? No, it's not a button.
Yeah, no, I feel like is it audible? I think I say something.
Used to say something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ahoy.